Here are today's top stories. Malacanang welcomes the latest SWS survey showing President Rodrigo Duterte's very good trust rating. ASSA monitors a potential super typhoon expected to enter the country on Wednesday. Police arrest 8 suspects in the car bombing that killed about 10 people in Lamitan, Basilan. And the government promotes the Philippines as a major diving destination in Asia. Good day, I'm William Theo.
And I'm Pia Roses Morato. Welcome to the PNA Newsroom.
A recent SWS survey shows that President Rodrigo Duterte continues to enjoy a very good net trust rating despite garnering lower numbers.
Malacanang says it is humbled by the people's continued trust in the president. Benj Bondoc has this report.
Malacanang welcomed the recent social weather station survey results, which showed that President Rodrigo Duterte got a very good net trust rating despite an 8-point slip. In the SWS survey, Duterte scored 57% in the second quarter of 2018, 8 points lower than last March. Some 70% of adult Filipinos had much trust for Duterte, 13% had little trust, and 18% were undecided. This gives the Duterte presidency an average net trust rating of a very good plus 69 so far. Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque thanked the people for their continuing vote of confidence for President Duterte. He noted that much remains to be done, especially in assisting the poor, vulnerable, and severely hungry families. Earlier, Roque said there is no reason to panic despite the inflation hitting a 9-year high of 6.4% in August 2018. He noted that the inflation rate went up by even double digits in past administrations. Roque assured that anti-inflationary measures are now in place to counter its impact, including such social grants such as the conditional cash transfer, unconditional cash transfer, and additional rice imports. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Benj Bondoc.
The Court of Appeals denied the petition filed by Chinese businessman Chen Julong alias Richard Tan to junk the charges against him in connection with the smuggling of 6.4 billion pesos worth of illegal drugs. The CA's 11th Division upheld the order of the Manila Regional Trial Court Branch 46, which denied Chen's motion to quash the charge of drug importation under the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002. The CA also disagreed with Chen's argument that Manila RTC should have dismissed the case due to forum shopping, considering that the Valenzuela court has already dismissed the same charge. Chen's case stemmed from the Bureau of Customs' discovery of the Cebu shipment at a warehouse in Valenzuela City on May 26, 2017. The 604-kilogram shipment is one of the biggest hauls of smuggled drugs in the country.
The Armed Forces of the Philippines will wait until the Supreme Court rules on Proclamation 572, which declared the amnesty granted to Senator Antonio Trillanes void ab initio. This despite the order of AFP Chief of Staff General Carlito Galvez Jr. to commission General Court-Martial that shall continue hearing Trillanes' case. Galvez says the proceedings will be put on hold, during which the AFP will not comment on the case until the SC rules on the proclamation. The senator, who holds the rank of Navy Lieutenant, is expected to be placed under military custody to face mutiny charges due to the voiding of his amnesty.
Malacanang will insist on invoking the rule of evidence as Senator Antonio Trillanes elevates the invalidation of his amnesty to the Supreme Court. Presidential spokesperson Secretary Harry Roque says the burden of proof now lies on Trillanes regarding whether his amnesty is valid. Roque explains that the best evidence rule applies in Trillanes' case, meaning he will have to present the duly received application form for his amnesty, which would clear him of his capital offenses. Trillanes has claimed that he was granted amnesty by former President Noynoy Aquino, but he has yet to present clear documentary evidence. In a related development, President Rodrigo Duterte said on Monday that there is basis for accusing Trillanes of conspiring with the Liberal Party and the CPP-NPA in a plot to oust him out of office. Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque said Duterte had intelligence information only he had access to, but refused to give further details. On Saturday, Duterte said the information on Trillanes' plot to oust him was supplied by a foreign power which he did not want to name to protect its identity.
The Armed Forces of the Philippines warns its members against engaging in partisan politics amid developments in the expected arrest of Senator Antonio Trillanes. AFP Chief of Staff General Carlito Galvez Jr. has told the military to remain faithful to the Constitution and the chain of command. He also warned groups spreading rumors to cause division in the military that they will not succeed. Galvez insists that the AFP remains united and mindful of the interests of the country and the organization, even as each soldier has a personal opinion of Trillanes' case. In a related development, Department of National Defense or DND Secretary Delfin Lorenzana on Monday denied reports that the military is divided. In an ambush interview in Camp Aguinaldo, Lorenzana said that there are rumors of disgruntled men, but these rumors are unfounded. Senator Antonio Trillanes, the fourth, earlier claimed that members of the AFP are divided over the declaration of his amnesty void ab initio based on Presidential Proclamation 572. The defense chief indicated that morale among the military is high and that destabilization efforts would most likely be from the Communist Party of the Philippines and the New People's Army. Meanwhile, Lorenzana advised troops to ignore individuals asking them to join destabilization efforts against the government.
Still to come, PAGASA monitors a potential super typhoon expected to enter the country on Wednesday. Police arrest 8 suspects in the car bombing that killed about 10 people in Lamitan, Basilan. These and more when the PNA Newsroom continues.
Ito ang Duterte on Duty. Ulat sa ginagawa ng Presidente.
August 30, Huwebes, Cebu. Nakisaya si Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte sa 49th Charter Day celebration ng Mandaue City. August 31, Biyernes, Malacanang. Tinanggap ng Pangulo ang credentials ng mga bagong resident ambassadors na sina Jose Nestor Ureta mula sa Argentina at Rafael Harpas mula sa State of Israel. Pinanumpa ng Pangulo ang bagong talagang Supreme Court Chief Justice na si Teresita Leonardo de Castro. September 1, Sabado, Subic, Zambales. Nilibot ni Pangulong Duterte ang escort flotilla for JS Kaga, ang pinakamalaking military ship ng Japan, na kasalukuyang nakadaong sa Subic Freeport Zone para sa 5-day goodwill visit nito. September 2, Linggo, State of Israel. Gumawa ng kasaysayan si Pangulong Duterte bilang pinakaunang Pangulo ng Pilipinas na bumisita sa Israel. Pinuntahan niya ang mahigit 1,000 overseas Filipino workers sa Jerusalem na ilang araw na siyang sabik na hinintay.
Behoves upon me to see to it na yung mga kababayan kong Pilipino are in the best of health and a state of living na maganda. This is the first time na paluha ako na nandito ako sa aking mga kababayang Pilipino. Yun lang ang mensahe ko. Basta mahal ko kayo at magpakamatay ako.
September 3, Lunes, Israel. Formal na tinanggap ni Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu si Pangulong Duterte at sinaksihan nila ang 3 bilateral agreement ng Pilipinas at Israel kasama ang anak na si Mayor Sara Duterte. Pinuntahan ng Pangulo ang Holocaust Memorial Center sa Israel. September 4, Martes, Israel. Malugod na tinanggap ni Israeli President Reuven Rivlin si Pangulong Duterte sa kanyang official residence sa Jerusalem. Sinaksihan ng 2 lider ang ilang kasunduan na nilagdaan ng mga negosyante mula sa 2 bansa. Ituri niya ang disaster response at rehabilitation system ng Israel na ipinakita sa isang simulation. Ako po si Secretary Martin Antanahan at ito ang Duterte on Duty. Abangan sa susunod na linggo ang mga gagawin ng Pangulo.
ASSA is closely monitoring a potential super typhoon which is expected to enter the Philippine area of responsibility on Wednesday. The Weather Bureau says Typhoon Mangkhut was last seen east of southern Luzon with maximum sustained winds of 130 kilometers per hour and gusts of up to 160 kilometers per hour. The typhoon moving west-southwest has no direct effect on the country as of this time. Mangkhut is forecasted to pass through the Batanes-Cagayan area on Saturday.
The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas is looking into measures that would address the threat of inflation and other movements in the market which affect businesses. Miguel Hill tells us more.
The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas has affirmed its readiness to take, quote, strong immediate action using the full range of instruments in its toolkit, unquote, to address threats generated by higher than expected inflation. This was emphasized by BSP Governor Nestor Espinilla Jr. as markets continued to be affected by the surge in the rate of price increases to a multi-year high of 6.4% in August 2018. Espinilla says the follow-through actions will also address other threats to higher inflation, such as excessive exchange rate volatility. He also said the central bank will reactivate tolls like the Currency Risk Protection Program or CRPP, which will be made available to eligible corporations with foreign exchange obligations. The CRPP is aimed at alleviating demand pressures in the foreign exchange spot market from borrowers seeking to hedge their future foreign exchange exposures. BSP Deputy Governor Dio Aguinigundo said the facility will address concerns of companies with outstanding loans. He explained that businesses normally buy foreign exchange on the spot for their future requirements. This practice protects businesses if the peso depreciates in the future regardless of the fluctuations in the foreign exchange market. The BSP meanwhile vows to make sure that it would be able to deal with speculative activity in the market. For the PNA Newsroom, I am Miguel Hill.
Filipino consumer spending outlook on basic goods for the fourth quarter of 2018 has notably improved, and this is expected to bring windfall benefits to the domestic economy. Results of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas Consumer Expectation Survey showed that index on spending outlook rose in the previous quarter survey. Domestic growth in the second quarter this year slowed to 6% from 6.6% in the previous quarter due in part to lesser spending. Results of the CES for the third quarter this year indicated that consumer sentiment turned sour, with the index going to negative 7.1% from 3.8% in previous quarter survey. Respondents attributed their negative outlook to higher commodity prices, lower salary, higher household expenses, high unemployment rate, and no increase in income.
Police have arrested 8 suspects in the car bombing in Lamita and Basilan on July 31st. PNP Chief Oscar Albayalde says the suspects are under custody and facing charges of murder and frustrated murder. 10 more suspects are still at large, including a certain Furuji Indama, an Abu Sayyaf group leader who allegedly ordered the bombing. An improvised explosive device detonated inside a van that was stopped near a military checkpoint in Barangay Colonia, killing at least 10 persons, including the driver, and injuring several others.
The Department of Public Works and Highways led disaster teams of Davao Oriental in clearing operations after a magnitude 6.4 quake jolted Davao on Saturday afternoon. A landslide reportedly damaged a road in Purok Cambitan, Barangay Jovellar, Tarragona Town. Landslides were also reported in Purok Buhangin and Barangay Maganda, and also in Tagubon, Barangay Lukatan. In Manay Town, where the earthquake's epicenter was reported, the Manay District Hospital, the Regional Evacuation Center, and the parish church sustained minor damage. The Davao Provincial Hospital in Mati City suffered minor cracks. In Davao City, meanwhile, no damage was reported to the Davao Airport runway and the seaport. Up next, Filipino businessmen joined thousands of other business leaders in a major trade fair in China. The government promotes the Philippines as a major diving destination in Asia. The PNA Newsroom returns after these reminders.
Para sa susunod na henerasyon, kailangan ngayon rehabilitasyon.
Nung May po, ngayong taon, pinatawag ako kasama ng ibang mayors din na napili sa Visayas Island ng Luzon, pati na rin po ang NCR. And I was informed na dahil maganda yung programa natin dito, through that Malungon Outpatient Reformatory Center, baka pwedeng i-integrate daw yung Balay Silangan Reformation Program ng PDEA. Kaya po, nagkaroon ng launching, binisita ni DG yung lugar natin at nakita niya na kayang masustain ng LGU provided na tutulong din ang PDEA at ang ibang national government agencies. Natap po natin ang TESDA at ang Department of Agriculture. Nag-commit na rin po ang DOLE. So, paglabas nila, meron po silang livelihood training na marireceive sa mga partner agencies natin.
Para din sa kaligtasan ng buhay ko at kaligtasan ng pamilya ko. Para maiba naman yung buhay ko. Yung estilo ng buhay ko, gusto ko ibahin. Kaya ako pumasok dito sa Bahay Silangan. Gusto ko ibahin yung buhay ko. Sana mabigyan kami ng magandang trabaho. Kaya mabigay ko sila ng magandang buhay. Mayroon silang kinabukasan para sa akin. Pag-aaral ko yung mga anak ko ng mabuti.
Kasamahan ko, kung gusto nyo, samahan nyo ako para marami tayo dito. May tulong para sa atin. Para sa ating pamilya paglabas natin dito sa Balay Silangan.
Andam nga magtabang sa inyo, especially sa mga tao nga gusto po magpataba. Ara ako magtanaw, mag-alalay sa inyong kinahanglan kag ara man ang national government agencies and PDEA para masigurado ang inyong safety, ang inyong livelihood training kag ang mga benepisyo na mahatag natin sa inyong pamilya pagbalik ninyo sa komunidad bilang productive member of this municipality.
Rehabilitation, rehabilitating the nation together.
Some 50 Filipino businessmen joined thousands of business leaders and investors at the opening ceremony of the 20th China International Fair for Investment and Trade in Xiamen, China on Saturday. Cagayan de Oro's 2nd District Representative Rufus Rodriguez says the participation of Filipino businessmen in the fair is a congenial way to attract Chinese investors to the Philippines. Federation of Filipino-Chinese Chamber of Commerce and Industry President Domingo Yap, meanwhile, said the event is an opportunity to bank on the good relationship between China and the Philippines in expanding trade and investment in both countries. In his letter, President Xi Jinping said that China hopes that SciFit will promote two-way investment and play a positive role in opening up in China and building an open world economy. The three-day fair is organized by the Fujian Provincial Government, the Xiamen Municipal Government, and the Investment Promotion Bureau of Ministry of Commerce.
Vape users, please take note. An alliance promoting tobacco control says the use of e-cigarettes is not scientifically proven to be less harmful than smoking regular cigarettes. Ulysses Doroteo, Executive Director of Southeast Asia Tobacco Control Alliance, or SEATCA, says e-cigarette smokers may experience the same, if not higher, cardiovascular problems as cigarette smokers. Doroteo recommended the regulation or banning of advertisements promoting these devices. E-cigarettes contain nicotine, water, glycerol, propylene, glycol, and optional flavoring. In an earlier statement, the Department of Health said claims about the reduced harm of e-cigarettes remain unproven, and reports even link them to chemicals that may cause diseases. In 2014, the DOH ordered the regulation of e-cigarettes, which are classified as a combination of drugs and medical devices.
The Philippines dominated all 4 categories of the 13th Asian Tennis Federation 14 Under Series in Malaysia on Sunday. Davao City's John David Velez captured the boys' singles title over compatriot Rupert Aurel Tortal. In the girls' singles finals, 13-year-old Alexa Joy Miliam of La Carlota Negros Occidental downed second seed Malaysian Lim Lim Zan Ning. Tortal teamed up with Brent Sigmund Cortez to prevail over Velez and Rainier Angelo Selmar in the boys' doubles championship round. Miliam won the girls' doubles title with Filipino-Singaporean Tamrin Brown by beating third-seeded Malaysian pair Lim Lim Zan Ning and Brittany Jingyu Michael Tiang in the finals. Team coach Roland Kraut says he is happy with the overall performance of the players. Kraut, a member of the Philippine Tennis Association coaching staff from 2008 to 2017, has stressed the importance of international exposure to young athletes.
The Philippines hosted over the weekend the world's largest diving expo.
The government is marketing the country as a major diving hub with its marine resources and active diving community.
The Department of Tourism is currently marketing the Philippines as an ideal diving hub in Asia by highlighting its numerous dive spots for beginners and professional divers who are inclined to underwater photography. The Philippines hosted the 28th Diving Resort Travel Show and the 4th DRT Show Philippines in Ortigas from September 7 to 9. Tourism Undersecretary Benito Bengzon Jr. said he is optimistic the market for dive tourism will further grow with the year-round free diving opportunities in the country. United Kingdom-based Dive magazine had cited the best dive spots in the Philippines, such as the Dimaquia Island in Palawan, Donsol Sorsogon, The Win in Negros Oriental, Apo Reef in Occidental Mindoro, Puerto Galera in Mindoro, Anilao in Batangas, Malapascua in Cebu, Coron Bay in Palawan, and the Tubataha Reef. The DOT also shared emerging dive spots in Samal and Taligod Island in Davao del Norte, as well as Camiguin Island in northern Mindanao. Tourism Secretary Bernadette Romulo Puyat said the agency plans to strengthen the Philippine Commission on Sports Scuba Diving in a bid to market the country as an ideal dive hub in Asia. This while making sure policies are in place to protect all destinations being promoted in the country. Meanwhile, as Boracay Island soft opening draws near, Romulo Puyat said the interagency group has yet to discuss if diving activities would be part of the launch on October 26. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Janice Cavin.
Let's now check out the weather forecast for Metro Manila and the rest of the country. Let's take another look at today's top stories. Malacanang welcomes the latest SWS survey showing President Rodrigo Duterte's very good trust rating. Pag-asa monitors a potential super typhoon expected to enter the country on Wednesday. Police arrest 8 suspects in the car bombing that killed about 10 people in Lamitan, Basilan. And the government promotes the Philippines as a major diving destination in Asia. Thank you for watching another edition of the PNA Newsroom. To check out these and other stories, visit the PNA website or follow the Philippine News Agency on Facebook and Twitter.
For more stories about the government and how it serves the Filipinos, look for these hashtags in all of our social media platforms and website.
And that's your daily dose of the latest news
and information that you need to know. From the PNA Newsroom, I am William Theo.
And I'm Pia Roses Morato. Good day.